All right, what's going on? It's Instructor Mike. First of all, go ahead and hit the like button, the subscribe button, all that great stuff. This is going to be a great one for you. So, shouts out to the lead attorney. If you have not gone over to the lead attorney's channel, if you are a person, who values family, right? And you want to get the greatest advice from someone who is a 20-year plus divorce and family law attorney who wants to tell you or teach you what you need to know. By the way, it's not legal advice. He's not your attorney, right? And that should not be construed as legal advice. But if you want to get the inside on the things that I wished I knew before I got married, right? Nothing against, the person I married before, things like that, because, you don't know what you don't know, right? And I wish I had this information, and some of you all wish you had this information too. So I won't, take too much of your time. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Go over to the lead attorney's page, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I guarantee you that information will save you from heartache and pain, right? A smart person learns from their mistakes, but a wise person learns from the mistakes of others. And that is a very interactive channel, along with this one, Dad, I wish I knew. So go on ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. So right now, what are we going to talk about? Let's answer the question, should I talk to my significant other about how I'm feeling? Should I talk to them about my thoughts and my inner thoughts and my deepest? And you get emotional and you got the pillow talk, and you hear the stories, and divorce, and lead attorney has got plenty of them. My God, the stories of, it's just, it's so much. He did a segment where he was talking about a dad, who self-deleted because of a situation that had taken place, and it's called Get Out. You'll see that on his thumbnail. But without further delay, let's go on ahead and hear what he has to say, and then I'm going to follow it up with a wonderful lecture. Here we go.
Women out here crying and stuff because their boyfriends this or that, but like it's tough for men too. Maybe we ain't crying like that, but men are not robots.
No, definitely not. I think we need
Right?
to listen, just as women too. We have to listen.
No. Listen, guys, listen.
Mm.
It is great to talk about your feelings, your pain, your hurt. Do not do that with your woman. She's gonna be like, "Oh, tell me how you feel. Look at me, look at me." Listen, let me just, as a man, listen. I hate to say this because this is actually the person that you're really gonna want to turn to. Well, I can't tell you. Why don't you be more vulnerable, Lee? Why don't you really tell me how you feel? That is not. They're just like machines. Like women will say that shit. They do not want to hear it. They want to hear it, but they don't want to hear it. Like they really want to hear it because they're fucking gossipy and all that. They want the tea. They want the tea on how you think, and it's showing how much you love them and validation and all that. But it's not. You don't really want to look too weak in front of your woman. It's a mistake. It's a mistake that you can easily fall into. Now, if it's a girlfriend or something, fine, whatever. But if y'all are like heading towards marriage, don't. If you really care about her, you really need other people to talk to, right? Other people, other men. If it's a woman, make it be a woman who's a friend or a woman who is that you pay for, like a psychiatrist or something like that. I have a very, very good female friend, and we will talk about. She's married. We'll talk about our relationships all the time. And it's very good for me to talk to her about it because she's an attorney as well. So she can think logically, but she's also a woman. And so she sees it from both sides. She's an amazing resource. I don't know if you guys have any women attorneys, but they're really great to talk to if y'all are friends because they can see it. Attorneys, we're so logical. They can really see it on both sides. But don't talk to your girlfriend. I mean, if y'all are really serious, don't. AV is gonna be like, "Oh, tell me." Do not tell her. Do not tell her. But
And he brings some awesome points. Again, shouts out to the lead attorney. Thank you very much for allowing me. I'm a good content creator. I ask permission, right? So thank you for allowing me to use this, because this is absolutely amazing. And this is not to say that you're trying to keep secrets. That's not what this is, But sometimes you can be so to the point where you're always thinking about the good, the good, the good. You're not thinking about the other side, of how to preserve you, for anything that could happen. People have the right to decide to no longer be with you. They have the right to decide to move on. And when they decide to move on, we give them that space. But when you're married or when you have acquired things, what you a that stuff can be used against you, and we are about to dive right on into that. So again, thank you very much for that, the lead attorney. Let's go on ahead and dive right on into this lecture. I think this is very important. First of all, let's look at your emotional Miranda rights. Your emotional Miranda rights. What does that mean? If y'all remember Miranda versus Arizona, 34 U.S. 436, 1966, right? You remember your Miranda rights. You got the right to remain silent. That's the stuff that the police say when you get pulled over, all that great stuff, whatever the case may be. So let's go on ahead, and I mean, it's more to it than just that, but this is not a criminal justice class. Let's dive into it. Here we go. These are your emotional Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. You do. You have the right to remain silent. Loose lips sink ships. This is why it's very important to take an anger management course. It's very important to take a lot of different courses so that you can be able to see when your emotions are about to get the best of you, right? And then you end up talking too much. You have the right to remain silent. Only you are in control of your mouth, right? If you choose to give up that right, anything you say and do out of love or fear can and will be used against you in a court of law. What type of court are we talking about? Family courts, criminal courts, civil courts, right? Once you say it, it's out there. Once you text it, it's out there. Once you type it, it's out there. Once you post it on social media, it's out there, right? You have the right to an attorney, an educator, a specialist. You have a right to seek help, right? You have a right to seek help. Don't say you can do it all by yourself. You can't always do it by yourself. Seek out help. And if you cannot afford one, one may be afforded to you. How? When you end up in a criminal justice situation, they tell you to go take an anger management course anyway. Tell you to go take a parenting course anyway. Tell you to go to seek out drug treatment anyway, right? So why wait until you get into that situation where you've done too much under the influence of emotions? Go get that help now. Let's push on. Here we go. I need to talk consideration hierarchy. I need to talk consideration hierarchy. What does that mean? I really need to talk to someone, just like the lead attorney said. I need to talk to somebody. Well, here's some questions. Is your relationship conditional or unconditional? I know you really want to think that the person you're in a relationship with, they unconditionally love me. That's far from the truth. Unrealistic expectations fuel unrealistic emotions. Unrealistic emotions fuels irrational behavior. I'll say it one more time. Unrealistic expectations fuel unrealistic emotions. Unrealistic emotions fuels irrational behavior, right? So your relationship is conditional. Okay. Here we go. Who do I talk to first then? I mean, who do I talk to? Right? I need to talk to somebody. And I agree, you do. That pressure needs to come off. So let's look at who you need to talk to potentially and the relationship status, if it's conditional or unconditional. First off, let's look at this hierarchy, right? And in most pyramids, you typically want to start at the bottom. We're going to do the reverse. We're going to start at the top, okay? How about a non biased friend? A non biased friend or non biased friends. You're going to really enjoy this because we're going to talk about the friend classification hierarchy. That's coming up after this, because who you may think are your friends may not be your friends. So you're going to have to learn that too. Okay. Here we go. The relationship status with real non biased friends. If you pick them right after I teach you this, Unconditional. Unconditional. What makes them unconditional? One, you all got a lot of time invested, right? A lot of reciprocal utility, right? Oh, just I don't want to spoil it because you're going to learn it later on. Unconditional. You'll see why shortly. Here we go. Educators, right? I'm in Chicago. Our sirens are loud. Here we go. Educators, right? What do I mean by educators? When you're looking at non biased friends, their advice is typically non biased and free. Free, right? A good friend won't always tell you what you want to hear, but they will tell you what they think you need to know, right? And they know how to keep it close because your outcomes, they really matter to them. Educators. Yeah, what do I mean when I say educators? Anger management specialists, parenting coaches, financial coaches. If the area is sexual related, sex coaches, right? Typically, we are not as expensive as attorneys, right? We are not as expensive as doctors. We are not as expensive as other people who earn the right to charge a high fee, right? Or a reasonably high fee, right? But by them having that specialization, so to speak, or that degree, they earn the right to do that, right? You know, so again, anger management educators, because sometimes the only therapy you need to be able to do the work yourself is just your eyes to be opened, just to be educated on the issue, because you can only do what you know. So seek out that education, all right? And then that's where also the lead attorney and people like him come into play, right? That relationship with educators, typically unconditional. What you tell us stays with us. We'll go to the grave with that information. At least I know I will. I'll die with the stuff that I know that my clients have told me. Okay. Anger management, parenting. We can't help you if we break that confidentiality. You see what I'm saying? So then you got your clinical specialist. What do I mean by clinical specialist? You got your family law attorneys, your therapist, your psychiatrist, your psychologist, your doctors, right? And what I mean by these people, you got to be careful when you pick these people because they say the money is in the medicine, not the cure. So you got to be careful because you could go to even an educator in certain cases, but most educators aren't going to keep on having you come back. Most educators are going to give you the tools to do the work yourself. Clinical specialists, most of them are just like that too. But I'm not going to sit there and fib. Some therapists just want to have you on the table just to talk, and they don't give you any tools to empower you to be able to do what you need to do, learn what you need to learn, and you end up stuck in a situation where you're constantly going back to them because they know you need to talk and they know that they're just going to just be there to listen. You don't get any tools to self empower. So ask them questions. Ask them how long this is going to be. Ask them about, look, you know, I need tools to empower you. And if I feel you're just stringing me along, I will get a second opinion and I will leave. Okay. Make sure you do that. Here we go. That relationship between them is unconditional, provided you pay them. That's the only condition. Other than that, everything else is unconditional. Same thing with educators. You know, I had a session this morning. In fact, two of them, right? They paid for a certain amount of time. We went way past that time because when you're passionate about what you do and you really care about your clients' outcomes, you'll go that distance for them. Okay. And then lastly, your significant other, right? Um, that relationship is conditional. I don't care what you tell yourself, it's conditional. And it's supposed to be on a condition that you do XYZ or ABC. You all decide to stay together, go to the lead attorney's page. He'll talk about on label uses for marriage, off label uses for marriage, stuff like that. So, depending upon what your agreement is for that relationship, you'll find out whether or not it is what type of conditions there are. But make no mistake, it is conditional. Okay. What do you have to lose by talking to them? Everything. Everything, right? Because what they do for you that you don't do for self, oh, what they do for you that you don't do for you, can be used against you when they are through with you, and vice versa. Everything that they do for you that you don't do for yourself, when they are through with you, it can be used against you. Okay. So let's go on ahead and jump right to the friend classification hierarchy. I think you're going to benefit from this. Here we go. Associates, right? Typically four tiers of friends, if or the friend classification, right? Associates, right? You can't earn these. These are typically where you are: classroom, business. Some of your family, you think our family are actually relatives, you're associated by blood. That's another lecture, right? Friendly associates. They're pretty much associates with a smile or some type of interest or an expression of friendliness. They are still associates, right? Then you've got friend, right? I would say make these very few. Make these very few, depending upon your circle, right? But as you can see, the pyramid is getting smaller. There's a reason, right? And then your best friend, right? Best friend. Oh, make that even smaller, right? Why do I say that? Not everyone is your friend. Avoid promoting people to classifications they aren't qualified for or proven themselves to be. Okay. The title of friend and best friend should be earned by time, life works, the things that you all have done together throughout the course of your life together. Okay. The quality time, not just quantity time, but what you do when you are together, right? And reciprocal utility to each other. What does utility mean? Usefulness. What kind of resources do you have, right? What kind of resources do they have? Does it work for you? You know what I'm saying? We can look at it from love and emotions and stuff. That stuff is a factor in it too. But come on, time, life works, and reciprocal utility to each other. The title of friend and best friend should be earned. Why do I say that? No one promotes an unqualified person to the title of friend and best friend faster than a person with insecurities. And if that applies to you, I want you to know you are not the problem. The problem is the problem. Say it. You are not the problem. The problem is the problem. So you need to separate the problem from you, address that problem so you can be a better you. Let's dive into it. Here we go. Here's another part of it. Associates, they will likely betray you. Okay? No loyalty there. They're just associates. Insecure persons or persons with insecurities elevate these people to higher positions simply because of them being a friendly associate, right? They will betray you with a smile, right? Because they know how to get you, right? A person will sell you the car they know you will drive, okay? If you F the mind, the body will follow. Come on now. Come on, here we go. Friend, right? These are battle tested people, ride or die folks, right? Battle tested people, time, life works, and reciprocal utility. And then the best friend is the ride or die, or the ride or dies. You get what I'm saying? Think about the people in your circle who really fit within this, right? How many of you wish you knew that when you were growing up? If you knew this information when you were growing up, how many people would that have saved you from elevating into positions they weren't qualified for, right? Here we go. Loyalty is family bred, not taught, right? It can be taught at a younger age, but at an older age, person's pretty much set in their ways, plus or minus a few things, right? If their family is not loyal, their offspring is likely not to be loyal either. Okay. You need to know information. Again, we're talking about, should I talk to my boo or significant other? What's their security clearance, right? What do I mean by security clearance? How much stuff have you all gone through, right? Past relationships. Do they even keep secrets? 9 times out of 10, if they told you about the situations from their past, their exes, they probably can't keep a secret. I'm just saying, come on now. That's stuff that you haven't healed from. They probably can't keep a secret. That stuff shouldn't even be with you, so to speak. And that's another lecture too, because it is good to know about the history. But at some point in time, some things you shouldn't even really know about, right? Job description, right? What's the contract? What's our contractual relationship, right? What are we doing together, right? Would you tell a lot of your secrets to a friends with benefits? Come on, let's be honest, right? Would you do that? Probably not, because that's past your pay grade. That's not how we're interacting, right? If you're an associate, why are you telling an associate best friend stuff? right? Why are you telling the friendly associate best friend and stuff, right? Your friend and your best friends, those are the ones who have proven themselves worthy of your inner information, right? What's the information type, right? Again, no one promotes an unqualified person faster than a person with insecurities. Okay. I really, 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 really hope that you all learned something out of this. Okay. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button for Dad I Wished I Knew. You can go to my other page, Instructor Mike, hit the like and subscribe button. Okay. Please make sure you go to the lead attorney and hit him up, show him some love. Okay. Because he has given a lot of life saving, relationship saving information, right? You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs, right? You got to be able to break those eggs to get that breakthrough. Okay. You can follow me on, TikTok at Yes Mike Said It, YouTube at the other pages that we talked about before. Okay, make sure you all be safe and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Dad, I wish I knew. Take care.